Okay, so before I start, I want to say I did a really good job with the poker analogy, but I didn't fully hammer it home. Yes, the Ravens have three aces. They also have a king and a queen and a jack, right? So even if, a 10 comes across that would pay ours off, that's actually going to seal our fate. So that would be bad, right? So they're looking to get a 10 or any of this, like also have four spades, right? So they need a 10, an ace, a jack, a queen, a king, or any spade, and they're in. And they got four chances to get it, right? So even if we make our straight and it's a spade, we're doomed, right? They're going to have a better one or a full house or something. So they have to completely blank out. Sorry, I forgot I was supposed to be pointing the camera. They have to completely blank out, okay? And like I said, no spades, no aces, no kings, no queens, no jacks, no tens. And we have to get specifically, you know, 5 of the right cards in a row to make like a straight or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, or like at least the exact, like, we've got 3 cards right already, right? But the 5 cards that come over, it can't be anything that helps them. Like, the head-to-head matchup. That would be an example of getting, the straight, but it's a spade or something like that, right? So enough with the poker. Let's get into the book. So here's why I was feeling really good. I read this whole book today, right? No joke, isn't it cool? Yeah, I want a bunch of books by this guy. You have no idea. Alrighty. So anyway, we did the first chapter. So betrayal. Look, Bengals owner Mike Brown. So Paul Brown starts the Browns, then starts the Bengals in 1968. Then the Bengals get an owner named Mike Brown. Okay, so let's just say here. So let's see. Oh yeah, they traded for big money. The Browns. This is the new Browns, right? Doing everything wrong. Very anti-Browns player, right? Let's see. Oh yeah, and like they love Bernie. He was from the University of Miami, right? Kent Dorsey, University of Miami, Miami of Ohio. There's definitely a Miami and Ohio connection. Miami gets swapped out for Cleveland all the time in the movies, Blue Chips and Major League, etc. So like the Indians and Cavaliers both receive sweetheart deals for their new facilities, right? But Modell didn't get to do like rhapsodizing. There's all sorts of weird stuff in here. Let's see. Okay. Oh yeah. So the Indians, well, when the Browns lost their franchise, the Indians were in the World Series. 44 losses, exactly 100 wins. It was like the best time to be a member of the tribe in recent memory. Let's see. Browns, Belichick, of course, despised. So Modell insisted Belichick would be his last head coach. It's interesting how often these owners like say something prophetic, but it's not like in the way necessarily like you think or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, it's because he's moving the Browns team, right? It wasn't actually his last head coach, but was the Browns' last head coach, right? Let's see. 48,084 reverse. So look, Cavaliers owner was named Gordon. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. So we gotta look more into him. Don't let me forget about Gordon Goond if I do. Or Gund, whatever the hell his name is. Okay, what's this? Yeah, so 89% capacity. Selling out in 94. That's 64 and 86 coding. So the real danger zone for any pro team is apathy. I imagine Browns fans are raging right now. Thought it was interesting, the Miracle of Richfield. Look it up. That was actually 76. I don't know why it says 75 there. But there's a book about it. I want to get that. Let's see. Make sure I'm not skipping any pages. Yeah, this is right. Okay. Another weird aspect. Browns actually won. They beat Cincinnati. Okay. Sorry, I forgot exactly what happened there, but obviously we got some Cincinnati stuff coming up. 600 tickets. I'll try to go a little bit faster. Sorry, it's taking so long. Some of these I don't have anything, so we can kind of breeze through. So here we go. Right, so they basically made Browns fans sweat that they were going to lose the nickname as well as the team. Like Modell wasn't going to release it. And they were even going to name Baltimore Stadium Browns Field. Like, jeez. Rub it in, why don't you? I'm telling you, these Ravens deserve it. Directly or indirectly, the Browns' relocation caused stadiums to be built for the Ravens, the Skins, the Bengals, the Browns, the Bucks, the Lions, and the Seahawks. Yeah, so the Browns, coming back in 99, got the Lions Ford Field in 1999. Isn't that crazy? I knew there was some connection there. I just could never place it, but that's what's going on. Okay. But yeah, tell me that the Browns haven't done the league a billion solids over the years. Like, completely revolutionized the game and got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams, new stadiums. Look, impact of Browns move on taxpayers nationally was staggering. Yeah, so there you go. You can thank the Browns for your taxes, bitches. Alrighty. See, there was no conspiracy. It was just greed. Isn't that hilarious? Jerry Jones said that the person who owned the Browns would basically be like owning the Yankees. Isn't that interesting? I need to get some more traction on my finger. Sorry. Turn these pages. Swanson told Lerner to go with the Browns. He mentioned the policy was having a difficult time in San Francisco. Yeah, I thought it was really interesting that there's a Niners connection, like 49ers, their 64 coding. Let's see. No better place to be for football than Cleveland. Mayor Mike White, so that was interesting. Mike Brown owned the Bengals, but Cleveland's mayor was Mike White. Bill Cosby wanted to own the Browns. See, I thought that was interesting that like the previous high was $350 million. We bid $530 million, ended up being $525. It's same backwards and forwards. Plus, it's our 25 coding. But check this out. Who was the previous high? Boom, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Gotta love it, right? On 98, 86 coding. Crazy, right? Alrighty. Most students wanted their Browns back. They were like the Father New Testament story of the prodigal son. So like they don't even care like how many sins this team's committed, right? Like I'd rather have an expansion team than a Browns team owned by Art Modell. So they were completely fine with just getting hosed by the league. They got like the fewest days to rebuild, like all that sort of stuff. 64 coding, 24 coding, 76. I thought this was super interesting. So like the Browns come back like a year before 9/11. They spend 911 days deciding who should be the Browns owner. Give me a break. Alrighty, so we had in Houston, right? So then like the coach of the Browns, not Belichick, but someone else. He goes to the Texans, and he talks about it was a night and day difference. Like, the Texans got basically everything the right way. He was like, oh, I wish we could have done this with the Browns. And, like, look at everybody's talking about the Texans are going to be all big and bad. All that sort of stuff, right? So, let's see. Nothing super exciting. I just want a little coding. The Browns finally won a home game, and it was against the Steelers. What do you know? It was like a religion. Let's see. 45. That's... 2045, of course. 1986, that's our 68 coding. More Miami stuff. Let's see. Yeah, so like the Browns were super against anybody associated with Belichick, right? And they ended up getting a guy who's like afraid of getting Miami people because he was a Miami guy. I'm skipping it though. Let's see. There's the Niners again. 86. 46. Let's see. 600,000, 25. What was that? 600,000. Fine. It's almost fine, not much. 48. That's 84. 16, like 2016. Nothing. There we go. Alrighty. I worshipped Kosar. Let's see. He somehow thought he could recreate the Niners on the shores of Lake Erie. Bill Walsh had been the Paul Brown of that franchise. Isn't that interesting? So there's basically like 3 coaching trees. It's Brown, Walsh, and someone else. I can't remember. Maybe Walsh is even under Brown. I can't remember exactly. Let's see. Holmgren eventually moved to Seattle. There's some interesting stuff coming up with the coaches. Let's get here. They could have hired Andy Reid. Right, and that's super interesting. He's now on the Chiefs. Right, they're going to get over on him finally. What do you know? Suppose the Browns had picked McNabb over Couch, right? They had a chance to do that as well. Let's see. Took them 6 years to finally have a winning record. The Cleveland Rams were part of the NFL, but they moved to Los Angeles after the 45 season. And we've got them winning in 2045, yo. Isn't that crazy? There's a Cleveland Rams book I really want to buy. There's no way we're wrong, I'm telling you. Max Speedy, Marion Motley, father of modern pro football. The Bible says not to use the word father. Ever wonder who was the first coach? So this is what all Paul Brown did. First coach to watch game films, carry a playbook, wear a face mask, put coaches in the press box, talk to the head coach on the field through headphones, hire scouts extensively for the draft, to give players intelligence tests and quizzes based on the game plan. Yeah, so you what's that test called? I can't remember what it's called. Let's see, playbook from week to week. Time players in the 40-yard dash, right? Because that was the distance of the average punt. I never realized that. If Brown didn't invent these things, he was the first coach to consistently implement them. He was far ahead of the competition. Innovations giving him an enormous advantage. Yeah, that's why they won 8 championships, yo. Let's see. It would be like the first baseball manager to use a pinch hitter or a relief pitcher, or the first basketball coach to use his own defense or the pick and roll play. Brown was like the first man to rub a couple of sticks together and make a fire. The rest of civilization stood in awe. Yeah, like he was playing with cavemen, yo. Like he's the reason football's fun. And much the same happened in the late 40s and 50s with Brown and his Browns. All right, so you get it. I'm not just like blowing smoke. He coached at Ohio State. Isn't that crazy? Let's see. Palmer, I thought was interesting, like Carson Palmer with the Bengals. 49, that's 64 coding. Texans. Let's see, called him at 6 a.m. Scripture. It's like if he wrote, like him reading the playbooks like Scripture. Wolford, that's an MM upside down. Willy Wonka. Let's see. This guy went to his first Browns game at 57. Like, this writer, he's considered the greatest, like, sports writer ever. And it's like he just happened to be at the perfect age to be a Browns fan, right? Let's see, or a new age Browns fan, right? Football is a classic team game. Everyone must play together. Everything falls apart. Noah building the ark. So it's like, yeah, they just constantly keep comparing this Browns team to, like, you know, so much scripture, right? Like, there's so many metaphors you can make about this Browns team. I love this. One of the knocks on Donovan was that he had never won a big game at Syracuse. That's my knock on Goff. Right, and McNabb never won the big one either. So I really like that a lot. Let's see. This is hilarious that they said this in 2004 in preseason, right? Or no, before the draft. You normally take a quarterback higher than you do other players because if you don't get a quarterback early, you're not going to get him yet, right? Tom Brady went like the last pick of the draft. Fucking idiot. And like, that wasn't intentional, right? Some programming. So 25, 87. Let's see. The Browns' first game back was magical. We waited so long. There was so much promise in there. It was a Hall of Fame game in Canton, where it all began for Ohio football fans. We had Al Lerner and Carmen Policy, both with Ohio roots. We had a front office that had been to Super Bowls. We had a good mix of vets and rookies. We had a #1 pick at quarterback with the great attitude and background. I played every card I could to get tickets. There was a B-1 bomber flyover. Finally, there was Couch leading a comeback to beat the Dallas Cowboys. I had chills, and a month later on Sunday night against the Steelers, so the Steelers won like their magical thing, right? So it's like Browns fans were like trying to get playoff tickets and all sort of stuff. So I thought there's like a 76 coding there as far as the words. Let's see, the word master. Let's see, 25. Let's see. The day after that game, we got countless calls from fans wanting to know how to get playoff tickets. Yeah, after an exhibition, like preseason, when fans wanted to get playoff tickets, like to the new Browns. Like, that's how diehard the lore is that they are. Countless calls, too. None of us had ever seen anything like it. It was like we were going to the Super Bowl after one exhibition game. Like, that's how much these Browns love their team. Browns fans. We had done it. Cleveland once again rose from adversity to celebrate the evening. I was there. It was electric. Never so proud to be from Cleveland. The opening show with Drew Carey. The video, the crowd noise, they never cheered so loud. Then the kickoff, the Browns stopped them, and the Steelers laughing at us all the way from section 536. The reality of the season ahead. Walking the car thinking this is my team, and they're back. I love my Browns 43-0 or winning it all. No one can take that away from me, right? So they're just happy to be back getting blown out by the Steelers, right? And, of course, Drew Carey being associated, we got him dropping dead, very soon. So he'll still curse the Browns with his life just a little bit longer, but he's going sometime after the Super Bowl, I believe. I had to time it. We know it's this very next calendar year, though. Let's see. That's the 99 Browns had two great moments. And the first one was pure luck. They won 21-16 in New Orleans when Couch heaved a long, high prayer of a pass in the direction of Kevin Johnson in the end zone of the Louisiana Superdome, where the Super Bowl is being played this year. Johnson came down with the ball in the final play of the game, 56-yard TD pass that made the Browns 1-7. Okay. Butch Davis coached Miami, then went to the Browns. Let's see. There's a lot of stuff where it wasn't overly engaging, but there's some really good stuff left on it. Let's see. 3 things about the Browns. There's no helmet logo. This implies a mystique about this franchise unlike any before or to come. Why? Because they're named after a man. An important man in the history of the league, Paul Brown. His history, his tradition of innovation and excellence should be continuously celebrated, honored, and followed. There is no dome, no artificial turf. Why? Because Cleveland Browns Stadium is a venue for how football is meant to be played. I wonder how many of the Browns games remaining are at home. I love this. Their first top pick back was Courtney Brown. Give me a break. Come on. So corny. No way, dog. Not that many Browns. I know it's a popular name, but just ain't no way. All right, here we go. And then they're comparing him to Jerome Brown, 6'4", more Miami, bowing at the altar. Let's see. Thought this was interesting. They could have drafted a guy named Stroud, just like when they passed on C.J. Stroud, and then Hutchinson, just like Aiden Hutchinson. Isn't that interesting? Let's see. Big money was and then the guy they drafted was at a mega party thrown by a member of the Steelers, and the arresting officer said it was the nicest guy he ever arrested. And he got 3 pro years, 6 games. You get it. Let's see, number 3 pick in the draft, 6 games. We're getting there. We're almost done. We're flying through this. Okay, let's see. What do the Browns need as a team? A coach who doesn't want to manage the game but win it. A coach who seems to play fearlessly. A coach who doesn't have much to lose because all the team had done was lose. So what if the blitzes didn't always work? So what if the gambles failed? So what if they lost? At least they went down fighting. This is what Davis told the team. So the Browns are going to be fighting hard. Check this out. Ben Gay. What, arthritis cream? Come on. Ready. Alrighty. Man without excuses. I like that. Just when you think the tank is empty, here come the Browns again. That's who they are. Don't forget it. Davis spoke it happened. Said at halftime there was no way to even guess. He specifically told them they would make a 44-yarder, and then they did. What do you fucking know, right? Finished the season 7-9, but they could have ran for mayor. So 8 wins is plenty acceptable for a Browns team, especially if they're getting in the wild card. 57 years old. This person wrote this, Chris Brown. Come on. This dude lost both parents to Tommy Morrison syndrome. Yeah, right. Let's see, Miami again. Let's see. Yeah, it was Clinton Portis, and of course Denver ended up taking him, right? The Miami guy they should have taken. 887. They took a bunch of Miami guys before that sucked. There's 8-6. 178. Let's see. 79. Let's see. The Browns Went to Pittsburgh on a snowy Sunday in January. They had already lost twice to the Steelers by 3 points each time. Couch was out with a broken leg. The ball's in the hands of Holcomb, who would become the people's choice. You probably know the final score was 36-33 Pittsburgh. You may remember the Browns had a 24-7 lead in the third quarter, 33-21 lead with 10 minutes left, but the defense couldn't hold. I'm saying reverse that shit. The Browns are sweeping the Steelers, then beating them a third time in the playoffs, and the Steelers are going to be up like 17 points. For sure. That's my pick. Cleveland loves players who want to play for the city. Who did that make me think of? Damn it. I don't know. Oh, Josh Gordon. He's still talked about he wants Cleveland to call, right? So, home sign with Detroit. They passed up on Ohio State's Mike Doss, of course. 186. 76. Walfield, gosh, Miami Dolphins, 64 TDs. Carson Palmer, just like the Chris Palmer. Robert Griffith. What's this one? Not a single Brown was on the top 100 right now. They got the best non-QB best non-QB in the league in Myles Garrett on the top 100. He's probably going to be number 1 next year. So there's 6. Yeah, so this is how soft Pittsburgh is. They can't even wear a shirt or bring a banner that says bad things about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like, there's no way they're going to be able to handle Hard Knocks. That's not who the Steelers are. Merchandise rose 67% for the Browns. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching.